All right. A little bit of background music, and then we will be ready to go. Oh my gosh. Ads every time. Alrighty. Welcome back to the debut week. Oh, hang on, wait. I have to put up the post on Twitter. Hello and welcome back. I don't know how to clear the little chat box up there, but I will figure that out later. Okay, it's not that simple. Welcome in, everyone. It's Tuesday, Newsday. And it's also the second day of debut week. Every day except for this upcoming Saturday, I will be streaming something for debut week of the PNGTuber. Pinned message at the top. The shout out to Sarah Undead. Oh wait, shit! I forgot to change the thing. Hold on. I have to. Oh wait, no, I did. I changed it last night. Never mind. We're good. I forgot that I changed it last night after stream. So we're still good. Tuesday Newsday. All right. We're going to begin by hopping on to GameSpot. And we got some gaming news headlines here. Let's kick things off with those of you who are fans of Splatoon. Splatoon 3 apparently has added health bars, kill streaks, and other new features for version 11. 2 days from now, actually, is when this update's apparently going live. There really is just a kill streak going on. There we go. All right, so Splatoon 3's new update that's going to be coming out. Can you guys tell I've never done this before? So we've got a tweet here from Splatoon North America. The Splatoon Research Lab version 11.0. I've always enjoyed the way that they portray the Splatoon team. Flow Aura is apparently going to be part of their thing, which really is a kill streak thing. Automatically inking the ground around you, and you're faster. They've also included a video, apparently, so let's check that out. Huh. All right. Interesting. It's possible that this stuff is for Splatoon Raiders. Since I haven't said anything else about it. Oh my gosh, I need a drink. All right. So, changing hitbox detection, shrinking hitbox players in swim form. So, when you're a squid, you're harder to hit, I guess. But they're making the short range weapons hitboxes larger, which probably makes it easier to hit a squid swimming with melee. So, that's certainly something. Is that it? Oh, that's it for this thing. It wouldn't surprise me if this update is testing something for Splatoon Raiders, since they haven't said anything about Splatoon 4 yet. Oh, hey, all right, let's move straight on to the next topic. The 2026 upcoming games release schedule for Xbox, PS5, Switch 2, and PC, and more. We're getting GTA 6 this year as well, which is very cool. Damn, GTA 6 released before Half-Life 3, am I right? I shouldn't date myself like that. I also haven't played those anyways. So for those of us who play lots of PC games, January has been pretty cool, hasn't it? We've gotten Heartopia, Blastin', and Cozy Caravan, and Pathologic 3. I'm pretty sure all in the same week. 3 days apart. But we're not worried too much about what has already come out. Let's see what's going to come out. Although I will say, Spear came out for the Series X. I'm sure you guys can read, but I'm going to read this stuff out anyways, because that is what Tuesday Newsday is about. Me reading news and you guys reading along with me. All right. So, PC guys have been eating real good today with no shortage of choices ever since January 7th. Because looks like every single game, with the exception of Spear, has released on the PC. For our Switch kids and adults, because let's face it, I'm not a child-friendly VTuber. We have The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon. That was the first Switch and Switch 2 game to release this year. Followed by Mio Memories in Orbit. In fact, Broken Lore Unfollow. Oh no, actually, I think Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon was also the first one for the PlayStation this year. Yes, it was. So the Switch and PlayStation's first games for this year came out January 15th. Xbox got their game Spear on January 9th. Welcome in, Matt. Welcome to Tuesday Newsday. We just finished covering the upcoming update for Splatoon 3 that you were complaining about in the Discord. And now we're moving on to the game's release schedule for this whole year so far. Currently, we're looking at what's come out just this past month before we move on to what's going to be coming out later this month and in the following months, weeks. I can English good, I swear. PC, iOS, and Android actually got the first boost to their games libraries on January 7th with Heartopia. Followed by the Xbox getting Spear on January 9th. Then the PlayStation and Switch got Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon on the 15th. Those were the first games for each system this year. Today, we've got the games Earth Must Die, Rightfully Bury Arms, and Underground Garage coming out for the PC, and Rightfully Bury Arms is also on the Xbox Series XS. Yesterday, we saw the release of High Guard for the PS5 and the PC. And tomorrow, we're going to be seeing the release of the Seven Deadly Sins Origin. Those of you who are a fan of the anime, let me know if it's anywhere applicable to this game. I don't really follow anime games very closely. I don't really follow any games very closely. This is the first time I'm doing this. The day after tomorrow, the game Karen. Okay. I'm gonna say Karen. I'm sure I pronounced it wrong. Karen releases for the PS5 and the PC on January 29th, along with I Hate This Place and the Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator. What? Okay, that's certainly a game title. Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator. We'll take a look at that in a minute. First, let's get through at least the rest of January's games uploads first. UFOphilian is also releasing on the 29th, with January 30th being the release date for Code Vein 2, Folklore Hunter, and My Tiny Garden. And that covers all of January's games. Nothing's coming out on the 31st. Is there a 31st this month? There is a 31st this month. I don't want the calendar open anymore. All right, so that's January. Oh, yeah, Arc Knight's Endfield released January 22nd. I've been getting ads for that game all over the place. Constantly. So let's hope they do well, otherwise they wasted a lot of money on advertising. Now, before we move on to what games are releasing in February, I want to know what Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator is, and GameSpot has a post on that as well. No, it doesn't have a post. This is just this. Okay. I guess we will just have to find out what it is on January 29th. February's game releases are as follows. Unemployment Simulator 2018 is coming out on the PC on February 5th. Some of us don't need a simulator to simulate unemployment. We are unemployed. I'm not, but I'm sure that it's got some sort of audience. I don't know who would be interested in playing Unemployment Simulator. If someone's able to make a job out of playing Unemployment Simulator, I would be extremely amused. You know, someone exclusively making videos and streams of that game and being successful at it to the point where they can earn money would be absolutely hilarious. Anyways, preceding that is going to be the release of the 18th Attic. How many attics do you need? Personally, I have one attic, and I don't even use it because it's more like a crawl space than anything else. Dragon Quest VII Remastered is releasing the same day as Unemployment Simulator for all the systems too. So if you're a Dragon Quest fan and you have any of the systems, and I'm sure at least some of you do, then rejoice. If you're a Dragon Quest fan, you definitely have at least one of the systems able to play Dragon Quest. February 6th is where we have Dead Pets, a punk rock slice of life simulator. I guess Dead Pets is the name of the band. That's what makes the most sense to me, at least. alongside Ghost Gunners and Humanity Z, which is probably another zombie type game because of the Z being capitalized. Also releasing February 6th, My Hero Academia All's Justice. If All's Justice is similar to One's Justice and One's Justice 2, then it's going to be an arena fighter. I would assume All Justice will take place after the Overhaul arc, since the second game took place during the Overhaul arc. I haven't watched My Hero Academia in a hot minute, so I'm like 7 seasons behind. I've seen up to the end of the Overhaul arc. No, that's not true. Actually, I think I saw up to the Paranormal Liberation front. Regardless, getting off topic. Neo 3 is releasing February 6th as well for the PS5. Followed by Mugenics and Reloaded in February 10th. Alongside the Prisoning's Fletcher's Quest, also on February 10th. We're trying new things this week. I don't know if Tuesday Newsday is going to come back after today, but we're doing it today. I guess it's just a matter of how much pre-planning I have. I did not pre-plan today's stream at all. So, yeah. Also, I'm trying to avoid politics still, so not doing those news stories. That's a fast way to piss me off, is to do politics. All right, February 11th, there's only one game releasing. That's Romeo is a Dead Man. You know, if you haven't seen the stage play of Romeo and Juliet, then spoiler alert for that. I don't actually know if that's what this game is about, but for those of you who are still in school and have to learn Shakespeare, yeah, Romeo kills himself because Juliet faked her death, and then Juliet kills herself because Romeo killed himself. There we go with that. Anyway, that's February 10th and 11th. February 12th has multiple games coming out, including Mario Tennis Fever for the Switch 2, the next game in the Mario Sports anthologies. When are we getting Sluggers 3? I want to play another Mario baseball game. They bought back Mario Strikers with Battle League. It's, may or may not be a good choice for a game to come back. I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I won't deny that. It was kind of empty-ish of features, though. Tennis games, they get campaigns and all that stuff, but Mario Strikers, no campaign, just the tournament stuff. And we haven't gotten a new baseball game since Mario Superstar Sluggers, which I think was back on the Wii. And the Wii is considered a retro console, which hurts my soul to admit. Because I remember when the Wii came out. I don't remember when the N64 came out because I was a literal baby. And the SNES and the NES were before my time. But the Wii, I remember commercials for the Wii. I remember getting a Wii for Christmas. And now the Wii is a retro console. Arguably, the Wii U is a retro console, and that's even worse because I'm pretty sure I got the Wii U when I was in high school. Anyways, February 12th, gives us another entry in the BlazBlue series of games, of which I've only ever played Cross Tag Battle. So yeah, there's that. There's also the Disciple Domination game. I have no idea what that game's about. Also, for fans of the Ride series, we're getting Ride 6 for the PS5, Xbox Series X, and the PC. Not as many games coming out on the 12th as I originally thought. We're only just getting started with this, and we're still in the middle of February for games releasing. High on Life is getting its sequel on the 13th of February. So if you enjoyed the first High on Life game, then, well, prepare yourself for the sequel coming out in just under a month. Also, fans of the classic board game Clue, apparently we're getting a video game based on it. Clue Murder by Death. Huh. People tend to die when they are murdered. Unless they're saying that death murdered someone, in which case we're getting Final Destination coded really quickly. Joining them on February 13th is also Reanimal for the Switch 2, PC, Xbox, and the PS5. I'm surprised Clue Murder by Death isn't being released on the Switch at all, because that seems like a perfect party game, and Nintendo's always been touted as a family system. But maybe I just don't know what Clue Murder by Death actually is about. It could be something completely different than what I'm thinking. February 16th is the next game released, so that's a 3-day wait between Reanimal and Double Dungeon. Double Dungeon comes out by itself on the 16th, so if you've got nothing else better to do, you got that game to play on your computer. February 16th is my brother's birthday, but he would probably not enjoy that game. I don't know anything about Double Dungeon. It could be something completely that he would love, but I don't know. He also does not currently have a PC that he plays games on. So, that too. February 18th sees the release of Strange Brew and The Killing Stone. Well, stones typically only kill people when they're thrown, so find whoever threw the killing stone. I don't make good jokes, I just make jokes. February 19th brings us the next series of games to release this year. Those being Demon Tides, Love Eternal, and Styx Blade of Greed. Love Eternal is being released on the original Switch, but not the Switch 2, it seems, which I find interesting. The same could be said. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, actually. The 20th sees the release of Wise X Proud Nordics. Wise X. If you're a fan of Rainbow Six Siege, but you don't have a computer or other device powerful enough to play it, then on February 23rd, you're in luck if you've got an Android or an iOS, as Rainbow Six Mobile comes out on the 23rd of February. Following that, on the 24th, are Tides of Tomorrow. And then on the 26th is Tales of Berseria. Berseria? Yeah, Tales of Berseria Remastered. And that's where you get the other game that's releasing on the first Switch, but not the Switch 2, which I find very interesting that they're not releasing it for the more powerful system. But it could just be that they were already developing it for the first Switch when the second Switch was released, and now that it's finally done, they don't want to update it for the Switch 2. Or, and I could be wrong about this, they only put Switch because it's powerful enough to. Well, no, because there are others that say both Switch and Switch 2. So yeah, I guess they're only releasing on the first Switch, which I find interesting because the first Switch is at the end of its lifespan, slowly being phased out by the Switch 2. The last game to release in February is on February 27th, a couple days. Actually, this year is not a leap year, actually. No, it's not. No. Leap years are when the Summer Olympics take place. This year is the Winter Olympics. Okay. Also, it's not a multiple of 4. 26 is not a multiple of 4. February 27th, the day before the last day of February, Resident Evil Requiem is coming out, releasing for the PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, and PC. So, fans of the Resident Evil series, you got a new game coming out at the end of February. It's actually a pretty solid lineup. There are some games that I've never heard of before. And some that just baffle me. I'm sorry, I can't stop going back to Unemployment Simulator 2018. I think I have to get that game just to see what it's about. Depending on what's going on February 5th, I may or may not live stream that game on release day. Really, I couldn't tell that Unemployment Simulator was about unemployment, Matt. The question is why? Why is there a game about unemployment? Up until the end of November of last year, I was unemployed. Well, what's the audience, Matt? What is the audience for Unemployment Simulator 2018? Because I highly doubt they're releasing it for the unemployed people. Who is interested in experiencing unemployment? Me. I'm an outlier. I'm baffled by the game, and thus I must try it to see why. I don't count. Who else, Matt? Well, see, I sold one person on this game. I'm a perfect ad. Uh, I'm a perfect segue into getting people to buy obscure games. Anyway, that's February. You got Unemployment Simulator, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Reimagined. I called it Remastered when I first said its name. Mario Tennis, the 6th game in the Ride series. BlazBlue, Strange Brew. Rainbow Six Mobile and Resident Evil Requiem are the standout titles. Now we'll move on. What games are coming out in March? Oh, that's a very short list. I don't have to scroll at all. Okay. March is not a particularly short month either. I guess they just don't. Hold on. Okay. Was Dynasty Warriors 3? I thought that was pushed back. Hold on. surely they would have posted about the I could have sworn Dynasty Warriors. Oh, wait, hang on. Wow, okay. No, this is all information about the game that came out in 2006. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered is being pushed back a little. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself again. Because that game's not coming out until March 19th, but it might be pushed back. Marathon is coming out on March 5th, alongside Never Grace, The Witch and the Curse. So those two games come out March 5th. For Marathon, you're kind of out of luck if you own a Switch. But Never Grace is coming out for both the Switch and PS4 on top of the current generation consoles, with the exception of Switch 2. Again, why are games coming out for just the Switch but not the Switch 2? Anyways, March 12th, we'll see the release of 1348 Ex Voto for the PS5 and PC. Well, yeah, that's true, Matt, but here's the thing. Several of the games earlier on the list both the Switch 2 and the Switch on their release dates. Like Mio Memories and Orbit says Switch 2 and Switch. Legend of Heroes says Switch 2 and Switch. Escape the Ever After only says Switch. Ah, okay. So it's just for if there's a Switch 2 version. Okay. That makes more sense. I don't know why it took me this long to figure that out. Anyway, back to March. All right. Nintendo does a lot of things that I question, including suing Pal World, but we're not getting into that right now. Because another thing I question from Nintendo is where is my Mario Sluggers 3 for the Switch? We had Mario Superstar Sluggers, and we had Mario Sluggers and we had Mario Superstar Sluggers for the GameCube and the Wii, respectively. I want another Mario baseball game. They give us plenty of Mario tennis games. They don't give us any baseball games. There have been 2 Mario baseball games, and I'm waiting on a third. Anyways, March 12th brings us Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterflies Remake for the PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, and the PC. And Monster Hunter Stories 3 is the long-anticipated sequel to Monster Hunter Stories 2. I don't know if it's long-anticipated, I'm just saying it is. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection comes out for the PS5, Xbox, Switch 2, and the PC. That's March 13th and March 12th. March 19th, 6 days after Monster Hunter Stories 3, is when we see the release of Crimson Desert for PS5, Xbox, and PC. I'm pretty sure it's been pushed back, but I'd have to double check that. But according to GameSpot's current list, Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered is releasing March 19th, but we will fact check that once we're at the end of the March list. Mouse PI for Hire also releases on the 19th. And on the 20th, the next day, Ghostmaster Resurrection and Rubato release for the PS5, Switch, and PC. Ghostmaster Resurrection additionally is going to be on the Xbox as well. March 24th sees the release of Ariana Grande and the Elder Codec. It's probably not Ariana Grande, but I'm sorry. Who names their character Ariana without talking about Ariana Grande? I'm sure it's a very common name, and I apologize to all the Arianas out there who are not Ariana Grande. But that's March 24th. March 26th, we see Copa City release, as well as Life is Strange Reunion. I don't know if that's a remake of the first game or if that's the third in the series. And alongside those two games is also Screamer. Screamer? I barely know her. Heh. I make bad jokes for a living. Except that I don't do this for a living yet. But that's the list of games for March. Now let's take a look and see whether or not Dynasty Warriors is actually getting delayed. Let's see. We got an article on Forbes. On Dynasty Warriors 3. Okay. Yes, according to this article released by Forbes about almost 11 hours ago. I'm sorry, almost 10 hours ago. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered is not coming out March 19th. It has been delayed to an unspecified date, and they'll tell us when later. So that's that. So, other than Dynasty Warriors 3, these are the games that you can look forward to in March. Some notable standouts appear to be Fatal Frame 2, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Life is Strange Reunion, and Mouse PI for Hire. But that's March, surprisingly short and only shorter with the removal of Dynasty Warriors 3 list of games. Oh shit, I should not have said anything. April is even shorter. Far be it from me to say anything about the length of a list. April has 6 games coming out. If Invincible Versus is what I think it is, then that's probably going to be a very entertaining game. In April, the first game coming out is on April 13th for Before I Go. Followed on April 16th by Shantytown. Before I Go is going to be coming out on the PS5, Xbox, Xbox One, which I think is the generation behind the Xbox Series, the Switch, and PC. This is actually, oh no, it's not the first game releasing for the Xbox One in this list. I didn't realize people were still making games for that thing. All right. After that, on April 24th, Pragmata is being released on the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Diablo 4? I thought Diablo 4 was already out. Wait, Lord of Hatred. Okay, this is probably DLC for Diablo 4. If I had to guess, it would make sense. Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred DLC is coming out on April 28th. I'm assuming that means Life is Strange Reunion. Oh no, it's its own game. Okay, just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to say something wrong about another game. But that's April 28th. April 30th, we see the release of Invincible Versus, which from the title sounds like that's just going to be a fighting game with just invincible characters. Let's take a look. Yes, it is. Oh my god. The art style makes me think of Injustice almost. All right. Interesting. This is actually probably kind of exciting. Invincible Versus comes out on April 30th, along with Saros. I believe April 30th is also the last day of April, so end of April, two pretty big games, or at least one really big game, and then Saros. I don't know enough about Saros to say whether or not it's going to be a big game or not. What I do know is that Invincible is a very popular TV show and comic series, and so is probably going to do pretty well when the game releases. May, whoa, okay. There's a lot less games coming out in the back half of the year than I thought, or at least they haven't been announced yet. After April, we have May. Is May's list shorter? May's list is shorter than April's by one game. This is 5 and this is 6. Okay. 5, 6. What's next? 6, 7. I'm not doing that. That's the fastest way to lose all of my followers. I'm not doing that. In May, we've got Corsairs Battle of the Caribbean coming out on May 18th. Bubsy 4D. Bubsy is still getting games? I didn't know Bubsy still got games. Bubsy 4D is coming out May 22nd. I thought Bubsy 4 already came out. Anyways, that's being released for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch 2, Switch, and PC. That's on May 22nd. May 26th, we'll see the release of Stone Machina? Machina? Not Machina, Machia. Stone Machia? Stone Machia? That game's coming out for the PC. I'm going to move on before I give myself a hernia trying to pronounce that. Fans of James Bond will see that 007 First Light is coming out May 27th for the PS5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, and the PC. This is big news for us LEGO fans. LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is releasing May 29th. I'm definitely going to pick this one up. It's for the PS5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, and it's only for the Switch 2. Well, I have to get a Switch 2 before I can get LEGO Batman Legacy. Wait, it's on the PC. I have a PC. That's what I'm recording this on. We'll wait and see on whether or not I get it for that or that. May 29th, it's coming out. I'm definitely going to watch somebody play it. Maybe. I might go in blind. It depends. May is pretty far away. Nothing's been announced for the summer yet. I'm sure those will be coming out soon, though. All of those things. September, we're getting Phantom Blade Zero on September 9th for the PS5 and PC. November, big historical event day. November 19th, GTA 6 finally releases. We're getting GTA 6 before fucking Skyrim 2. Or Elder Scrolls 6. Unless Elder Scrolls 6 came out already and I'm just super far behind on that knowledge. I'm aware of like a dozen Skyrim remasters and re-releases. And I know that they just remastered Oblivion, which is Elder Scrolls 4. Have they done anything with Elder Scrolls 6, though? Because we're getting GTA 6, getting GTA 6 before Elder Scrolls 6, getting GTA 6 before Half-Life 3, GTA 6 before Portal 3, GTA 6 before Team Fortress 3. Valve can't count to 3. Those are the games that we have release dates for. Here are the games that we don't have release dates for. 1999 Tokyo Building, 4 Dead. Both of those games are coming out for the PC eventually. Fans of the Ace Combat series are waiting patiently for Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief. Wings of Thief, which is going to be released for the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Acts of Blood is coming out for the PC. Eterna Lucius is coming out on the PC and consoles. It doesn't specify which consoles. Agefield High Rock the School is coming out on the PC. Animo? No, it's got 2 eyes. Animo is coming out for the Xbox Series, PC, and mobile. Doesn't specify which mobiles. Could be both, could be one or the other. Aphelion comes out for the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. A Planet Full of Cats sounds like a dream. Switch and PC is its release systems. Armadas is coming out on the Xbox Series and PC. And At Fate's End is on the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Along with 1348X. What? Didn't we just see the release date of 1348X Voto earlier? Yeah, it's coming out March 12th. Someone's not keeping up with this properly, because this shouldn't be listed here. Because we have a release date for it. It's coming out March 12th. Athlon Battlegrounds did not have a release date except for 2026. It's coming out on the PC sometime this year. And hey, the year only just started. Bobo Bay. Didn't we see that one earlier too? No, that was Copa City, not Bobo Bay. Battlestar Galactica Scattered Hopes is coming out for the PC, along with Beast of Reincarnation, which is also releasing for the PS5 and Xbox Series. Bestiario is coming out on PC and consoles as well. along with Bloodstained: The Scarlet Engagement, which comes out for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Bobo Bay and Bolt Action are both coming out in PC, with Bolt Action having an actual release date listed as 2026. Carmageddon Rogue Shift is going to be coming out for the PS5, Xbox Series, Switch 2, and the PC. Celestial Return and Children's Garden are both releasing for PC. Cleanup Earth will be releasing along with Control Resonant for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, with Cleanup Earth additionally being released for the Switch 2. Crisis X is coming out for the PC and iOS and Android. Crown agreed on the PC. Cthulhu will be released on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. All of these are, of course, undated. I'm just going to go down the list of names and not say the consoles that they're for. Danganronpa 2x2, Danger Mouse, Dark Isle and Faded Memories, Deca Police, Denshatak, Directive 8020, Dissident Dualium Final Fantasy, Dose of Divas One Last Meal, Dracomar, Edge of Memories, End of Abyss, Evil Inside VR. Actually, now that I mention it, I didn't notice any games explicitly say anything about being released for VR things this year. That's a little disappointing. Anyways, that's Evil Inside VR, Fable? I guess they're re-releasing Fable, because I remember Fable and Fable 2 and Fable 3 coming out. Hold on, Fatal Frame 2 has a release date. We read it up here earlier. It's coming out in March, on March 12th. Fate and Extra Record is also listed here. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Forbidden Solitaire, Forza Horizon 6, Foxy Dumplings, Freestyle Football 2, Gallipoli, Game of Thrones War for Westeros, Ghost Sector, Gothic 1 Remake, Hack and Stack, Hashire Heberique, Hella, Hordes of Fate, Inzoi, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. All of these guys coming out probably this year, but just undated. We've also got Kingdom Loop, Kiln, Knights Province, Kuzan City of Wolves, Lifted, Limit Zero Breakers, Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland, Lords of the Fallen 2, Mad King Redemption, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, Marvel's Wolverine. If Marvel's Wolverine is anything similar to Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation, I would be interested in that game. It's coming out for the PS5, which I do not have. I have a PS4. Massalia, Echoes of the Past, Metro Rivals New York, Mortal Shell 2. Mouse PI for Hire has a release date. That's also coming out in March. Did they just not check the March stuff they put in before making the undated list? Because every single March game has shown up here. If Dynasty Warriors shows up here, at least they're doing that correct. Wait, no. We passed all the Ds. There was no Dynasty Warriors listed. Anyways, Mudang 2 Hearts, Nocturnal 2, No Stone Unturned, No Vacation for an Executioner, all coming out sometime this year. Then there's Obliterator, Onimushi Wear the Sword. I thought that game already came out. I might be thinking of something else. Ontos, Orbitals, Order of the Sinking Star, Otome Daoshi, Fighting for Love, Outbound, Out of Worlds, Outward 2, all coming out sometime, but not dated still. Paranormal Activity, Pearls of Wisdom, Path of Mystery or Brunch with Death, Planet of Lana 2, Port of Jumana, Prince of Persia Sands of Time. I thought that game got canceled. I thought I read somewhere that that game was canceled. PBKK Quartermaster. Actually, let's look into it. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake has been canceled. I was right. I did see a bunch of stuff talking about how it was canceled. Reanimal has a release date. Reanimal is listed right up here. Where is it? Okay, maybe it wasn't. No, it's right here. February 13th, Reanimal. So yeah, someone's not doing their job and checking their games lists at GameSpot. Other games coming out with no release date are Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy, Road Trucker's New Beginning, Sacrifier, Scott Pilgrim EX. I was a big fan of the Scott Pilgrim movie and the Scott Pilgrim side-scrolling beat-em-up game. Let's hope this one is good when it releases eventually. Sea of Remnants, Sena, A Tale of Spirits, Shadowman Dark Legacy, Shadow of the Road, Silent Planet Elegy of a Dying World, Silver Pines, Skate 1.0 version, Slay the Spire 2 Early Access, Squadron 42, Springs Eternal, Sprint City, Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War, Star Wars Galactic Racer and Star Wars Zero Company. I hope those are good. Also, is Galactic Racer another pod racing game? Because if it's not, then why? Stupid Never Dies, PS5, PC. Subnautica 2. Someone's not. Okay, I swear, someone is not proofreading this. There's no closed bracket on Stupid Never Dies. There's multiple games in the undated list that have been dated previously in this list. I'm pretty sure Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park is already out. I remember seeing a YouTube video about it. What else? Okay, Sunstrike 5, Super Meat Boy 3D. Fans of the Super Meat Boy game, gonna be excited when that one comes out. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tapes, the Backworld, the Blood of Dawnwalker, the Dungeon Experience, the Dusk Bloods, the Mound Omen of Cthulhu, the Occultist, the Sinking City 2, Thick as Thieves, Titan Quest 2 1.0 version. What is up with the 1.0 version? Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which is not releasing for the original Switch. It's only on Switch 2, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, there's going to be a Tomodachi Life Direct happening soon-ish. Not today. I think it's happening in a couple days. Or it might have already happened and I just missed it. Either way, there's that. So, this probably has a release date by the time of the Direct coming out. Train Kingdom Tristia Chronicles, Ungodly, Valor Mortis, Wabi Sabi Sushi Derby, Warhammer Survivors, Wax Heads, Wellkeeper, Witchbrook, Worlds Explorers, WWE 2K26, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, Wise Memoir, Revelations and Selecta. Yeah, no one's fact-checking this because Wise X Proud Nordics has a release date, which we went over. Then there's Yun Yun Syndrome, Rhythm, Psychosis, and Zero Parade. Let's take a look at the comments of this one. Okay. Yeah, people are saying stuff about how it's not accurate on some of those things. We didn't need to see that to know that. Let's go back to the headlines here. All right, let's see. We just looked at Splatoon and the list. Oh, Pokemon Theme Park. Let's take a look at this. Poke Park Kanto, opening in Japan in just about a week, which I'm extremely jealous about because I'm in America, not in Japan, and I love Pokemon. I would be thrilled if I could go to Poke Park Kanto. They have people dressed up like Nurse Joy. Oh my gosh. There are Pokemon statues. Okay. Bunch of pictures from inside. Let's take a closer look at these. This is amazing. It's a Pokemart. And they've got little statues of the starter Pokemon. Psyduck, Pidgey, and the 3 starters. Bulbasaur is the best starter. Don't at me on that. Oh, they got more than just Gen 1 Pokemon. There's a couple Fido chasing an Eevee, while Dragonite and Kangaskhan slug it out. And of course, here we have the Pokemon Center, and they've got a Chansey back there. Of course they do, because Chansey is the Nurse Joyce Pokemon. Oh my gosh, it's the little old Rhydon statue things from the Pokemon gyms. I think this is actually inside of a Pokemon gym. That's amazing. Okay, awesome. And there's more pictures too. Oh, there's a video. Let's watch this video. Oh my gosh, it makes the sound. What's the Pokemon team? Hold on, the Pokemon team is Pikachu, Gengar, Dracovish, Sirfetch, Lucario, and Dragonite. That's actually a very interesting team, I'm gonna be honest. I would be interested in that. Oh my gosh, it makes a sound. Competitive? Yeah. Especially if that Pikachu has a light ball. If the Pikachu has a light ball, then its attacks are going to be way stronger than a normal Pikachu's. Part of the reason why I hate Pikachu is because of the light ball. I much prefer Raichu. He's a cooler design. Either way, if you live or have the ability to travel to Japan, Pokepark Kanto is opening up February 5th, it said. Yeah, February 5th. They picked him up. They returned the team. We hope to see you again. Yeah, I heard that somewhere in Japan there's a place where you can play Yu-Gi-Oh games and they actually have massive holograms of the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. Japan also has the original headquarters of Nintendo, which got turned into the Nintendo Museum, which I want to go to the Nintendo Museum. They've got all of these different images of the inside of the park as well, which we're going to take a closer look at. Let's see, we've got Bellossom back there, Charmeleon, Zoroa, Charizard, and Charmander. Those are the ones I can see in this image. I don't know if that's another Zoroa, if that's another Pokemon altogether. I can't tell from here. Charizard's hand is in the way. There we go. We've got a four-way battle. We've got Tyranitar, Garchomp, Gyarados, and Raichu. Who do you guys think would win if this battle happened for real? A four-way battle. So it's not a wait, actually, I think this is a double battle. Because Gyarados and Raichu aren't facing towards each other. Okay. Who wins in this trade-off? Who wins this double battle? Tyranitar and Garchomp? Or Raichu and Gyarados? On the one hand, you have two pseudo-legendaries. On the other hand, Garchomp is the only dragon type. And technically in the lore, Gyarados is a dragon. You gotta be more specific than that, Matt. Garchomp is Dragon Ground. Dragon G's nuts on the ground. Ah! Tyranitar is Dark Ground. So both of them are immune to Raichu. But they're also weak to Gyarados. Gyarados could use Surf. Although, Garchomp's Dragon type resists water. So that would be a neutral trade-off for Garchomp, even if it takes out Tyranitar. All right, you said that the last team that we saw getting healed at the Pokemon Center was competitive. Wait, this is Red's team. This is Red's team. This is the team that Red battles you with in the original Gold and Silver up on Mount Silver. Pikachu, Snorlax. Wait, he has Lapras. Okay, he has Lapras, not Espeon. So this is the Heart Gold Soul Silver team. Heart Gold Soul Silver. Okay. It's still Red's team from Heart Gold and Soul Silver up on top of Mount Silver. Those are the Pokemon he uses in your battle with him. That's actually pretty cool. Oh my gosh. It's the legendary birds. Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. That's actually really awesome. There's some more pictures as well. Okay, we saw this picture before, but here's a question for you. Who wins in this interaction? Dragonite or Kangaskhan? I would think Dragonite, because Kangaskhan's a pure normal type, but Kangaskhan is pretty bulky. But then Dragonite's bulky too, so I'll say Dragonite wins this encounter. This is pretty cool. We got Espeon and Umbreon. I think this is a merry-go-round. This looks like it's a merry-go-round. I can't tell. But this looks like an Eevee-themed merry-go-round because I see Glaceon back there. And then that's an Eevee, and that's an Eevee, and there's another Eevee up there. And here's Espeon Umbreon. Evolution go-round. That's kind of genius. Then we have the mascots of Pokemon. Eevee has officially evolved into another mascot. So we got Eevee and Pikachu. And there's more Pikachus in the background as well. That's a plant. That is not a Charmander. Okay. I thought the leaves were a Charmander statue for a second in the background. Oh, there's another Eevee statue. I didn't even notice that one. Here's video showing the 4 statues from before again. And it is a double battle. I was right when I said it was a double battle. This is actually pretty cool. Uh-huh. All right. So we'll deal with them being wrong about the grass types later. But actually, let me look at this again. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, okay, actually, Skeptile, Breloom, Venusaur. I can see all three of those being some of the best grass type. Venusaur, I'm a Bulbasaur stan from the beginning, so yes, we go with Bulbasaur and Venusaur all the time. Breloom is actually one of the strongest grass types in Gen 3. I think only surpassed by Skeptile. That is Mega Skeptile, though, so yeah, that's one of the strongest grass type megas ever, is Mega Skeptile, because he's also Dragon type. Let's see, if you're in a wheelchair or under 5 years old, you're not going to be able to get into the forest part of the park. Apparently, it's called Sedgetown. Sedgetown. Wait, hang on. Is Pokemon Kanto part of Universal? Oh no, that's the Osaka, Japan part. Okay, hang on. Okay, no. So Pokepark Kanto is separate from the Osaka, Japan Pokemon theme park area that's being collaborated with Universal. I still want to go to Japan to see Pokepark Kanto. I am curious as to what the rides are going to be. Anyways, it's been almost an hour and a half of Tuesday Newsday. So let's take a water break. Everybody get their water or other assorted beverages. Take a drink. Because we're at the halfway point of Tuesday Newsday. All right. Okay, here's the release schedule again. When was this? This was posted 4 days ago. There's no excuse for them to have messed up as much as they did on this list. All right. Let's see. For those of you who are fans of Pokemon Go, we're going to be checking out what the 2026 January events are. Because the Pokemon Go Precious Path season those of you who go outside regularly to catch Pokemon, this is the article for you. Or it would have been. Wait, no. This post was made yesterday, so yeah. Talk about coming in late. Okay, your 5-star raids for January. If you were playing between January 5th and 16th, there were 2 different types of Genesect you could get. Burn Drive Genesect and Chill Drive Genesect. Up to and until yesterday, Thunderous's incarnate form was available. I'm sorry, not yesterday, the 25th, the day before yesterday. The current 5-star raid is Tornadus incarnate form. So if you see a raid happening and you want to be part of it and it's a 5-star raid, then you got a chance to snag Tornadus. You also got the Mega Raids that are going on. You missed out on Mega Blaziken and Mega Sceptile if this is the first time hearing about these raids. Blaziken was from the 5th to the 16th, and Sceptile was from the 16th to the 25th. Currently, the Mega Raids are Mega Ampharos. And the Shadow Raids, which happen every weekend, is for Shadow Cresselia this month. You also missed out on Dynamax Drampa, Dynamax Caterpie, and Dynamax Beldum. But since yesterday, we've had Dynamax Roggenrola. So if you're a fan of the Roggenrola line, then go for that. The Spotlight Hours are right here. January 6th was Barboach with a 2-time catch XP. The 13th was Mareep, and the 20th was Hatena. Today is Fungus, and you get double Stardust for it as well. Piplup was on Pokemon Go's Community Day on January 4th. And the first major event of this year was Pinch Perfect for Crab Pokemon. But that one is also over because that was until January 11th. Mind you, this article was made and uploaded and published yesterday. Yep, you missed out on Kyurem as well. Thanks for that, GameSpot. You also missed out on the High Zaptitude event. January 18th Community Day was Grookey. And the Precious Pals event just ended with Zoro, Wimpod, and Esper, along with Goldeen, Togepi, Happiny, and Riolu. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. This event is also over by now because it's the 25th. Why am I reading this if this is all stuff that's already happened? Shadow Raikou Day ended already as well. Okay, finally something current. Starting today is Into the Depths event, where you can get a Glimmet, as well as Yungoos and Diglett, Larvitar, Bagon, and Dano. And finally, Dynamax Weekend, where you have the chance to get Dynamax Ho-Oh. And Dynamax Kabuto. No one has commented on this yet, which means either nobody cared enough to comment on it, or it just hasn't been long enough. This article came out on the 26th. This article came out yesterday, and 90% of the information in this article is past date. Which means if you were hoping to get this information before these things happened and ended, you're out of luck. The most you can hope for is Tornadus Incarnate, Mega Ampharos, Shadow Cresselia, and the upcoming events for Into the Depths and Dynamax Weekend. But thank you, GameSpot. Very cool. Let's see, what other article is there? Next Minecraft update. We have to do this because I'm a Minecraft VTuber. Mounts of Mayhem was released on December 9th. And now we got new baby mobs. Look at them. They are kind of adorable. I will miss the old days of the old baby mobs. But I will say that honestly, I can appreciate these baby mobs. The baby chicken is adorable. It's a little yellow ball. I just want to pick it up and throw it. Don't throw baby chickens. Wait, I thought I just said, yes, you can. You can craft name tags. Oh my gosh, they're finally adding the squid and glow squid and dolphin babies to Java Edition. Golden Dandelion apparently is Infinite Child. Any nugget and paper. And copper is like everywhere. All right, yeah. Most recently was Mounts of Mayhem, which added the spear. Anyways, so the next drop is going to be children based. I wonder if they're going to change what baby villagers look like. Because they haven't shown us that. That'll be something to look forward to. The assumption is that this is going to be but that's pretty much 1.26.1. 26? We're still in 1.21. I'm sorry. Mounts of Mayhem was 1.21.11. How are we suddenly in 1.26? Right? Wait, oh my gosh, baby skeleton horses? How are you supposed to breed skeleton horses? Baby wolves, kittens, pigs, cat, baby wolves, baby cats, baby pigs, baby cows, baby chickens, baby ocelots, baby lambs, baby. I don't need that alarm going off. They are absolutely tiny and adorable. Craftable name tags is something I'm very happy about as well. It means you can automate name tags. Because, let's see, paper, you can automate paper and nuggets, super smelter, and you can automate nuggets too. So you can automate name tag. Using hoppers and crafters. Hook them up to 2 different farms. Well, okay. Wait, yes, you can automate it. Gold farms will give you nuggets. Gold farms give you golden nuggets. Sugarcane farms give you access to paper. So there you go. You can automate name tags. Okay, that's why it's 1.26. Okay, that's why we're jumping to 1.26, because the middle number is now for the year. I don't know. I still think that's so weird and unnecessary. What was wrong with the old system? Oh my god, they made a freaking post about Reanimal and they still messed up where it was gonna be in their release date list. Let's see what else. let's talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie because that game or that trailer just came out. Interesting. Okay. Let's take a look at this and then we'll talk about it.
Oh, you're here.
Now, where's the troubled pipe?
Okay, we see the Sand Kingdom.
Come on, you're not the scared guy anymore. Yes, I am. People don't change.
There's the problem.
All right.
Hey. It's all right.
Who is this?
Come on.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
Wow. Okay, hang on. Okay, I didn't see that last time. I didn't see that part in the direct because I watched the direct. I didn't see that last little bit. Something's gonna happen to turn Mario and Luigi back into babies. Because Toad was carrying baby Mario and baby Luigi. Also, the T-Rex from Mario Odyssey is going to be in the movie, which I think is hilarious and awesome. Wait, was that a Super Scope? Damn. And yeah, see, baby Mario, baby Luigi. Interesting. April 1st is when it's coming out. I'm absolutely going to go see it in theaters on release date. So that's that. I'm going to see the movie. We did see Birdo. Where was Peach? It looked like she was in Casino. Okay. That's a hilarious screenshot. Also, before we move on, Luigi is in the frog suit. Luigi is in a frog suit, which I think the last time we saw those were in Super Mario Bros. 3. Yeah, they're in some sort of cube casino. Birdo is making her appearance. I'm trying to puzzle out, like, this must be a new galaxy, because I don't remember there being a casino type galaxy in either of the Super Mario Galaxy games. Although I never 100%ed either game. I got close with the first Super Mario Galaxy game. The second one, however, I did not get anywhere close to 100%ing. Hold on, who else was there? Who else was there? There's a crab guy on the ground and a... Wait, that's Mouser! I just realized that's Mouser! Are they in Subcon? Is this supposed to be a version of Subcon? Hey, Star, welcome in. You're just in time for Tuesday Newsday, part of debut week for the PNGTuber. Currently, we're looking at the Super Mario Galaxy's new trailer and the news associated with that. I'm trying to figure out where Peach is because I've never seen this. Oh, yeah. Let's pull the trailer back to the beginning, make it full screen. Check it out, Star.
Oh, you're here.
Now, where's the troubled pipe?
Come on, you're not the scared guy anymore. Yes, I am. People don't change.
There's the problem. Hey. It's all right.
Who is this?
Come on.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
So that's a trailer. Oh, this is the second trailer. The first trailer shows Rosalina in it. Princess Rosalina is being voiced by Brie Larson, the voice of Captain Marvel from the MCU. Who was Brie Larson and Scott Pilgrim? She wasn't Ramona, was she? Oh, Brie Larson was in that movie? I didn't even Well, I mean, Chris Evans was in that movie too, so it's not surprising that I wouldn't recognize her because he still looked. Yeah, I don't remember what her name was in the movie, but hmm. Yeah. Speaking of, there's apparently a new Scott Pilgrim game that's going to be coming out sometime this year. There's also a new Pokemon theme park. Also, let's go back to the. Where is it? Should be underneath this one. Hello? How did I get to the thing? All right. There's another Life is Strange game coming out. Life is Strange Reunion. I believe that one's in March or February. I can't find that specific article. Oh, you're not? May I ask why you're not excited? Ah, they changed the style. And Chloe. Is Chloe in the second game? I know Chloe's like super important to the first game, but I've never actually played any of the Life is Strange games. I didn't even know there was a prequel, so that's about my state of the knowledge of that series. Anyways, 6 games? There are 6 games, and they only have Life is Okay. I'll have to look into that later. For now, let's get back to Tuesday Newsday for the debut week. Right, I caught your last stream when you were playing it. All right, let's see. Arc Raiders 3 Strike Permaban System. I don't know why I said it that way. The 3-strike progressive ban system is going to be 30 days, 60 days, and permaban. Lenient? Okay, that's interesting. Oh, is that all there is about this article? Here we go. Here's the game's release schedule. Yeah, March. March 26th is when the next Life is Strange game comes out. I've already spoken at length on Unemployment Simulator. And we're just going to have to wait and see what Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator is all about. I'll probably check out that game on stream. Well, no, because that game comes out in 2 days. So. Oh, you heard that, Star. Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator. That is the title of the game. I have no clue what it's about. It comes out January 29th. 2 days from now. That is the first of several WTF games that I've seen in this game list. The next being Unemployment Simulator 2018. Which I've already mentioned buying and playing on release day. Although it is coming out February 5th, I might have to wait and won't be able to play it on release day. I know, right? It's like, who is the market? Who is the market for Unemployment Simulator? We've also taken a look at the next Minecraft update. Yes, we're going to be looking at this one again, chat. The complete overhaul of baby versions of Minecraft mods. Mobs, not mods. Mobs. On top of the overhauled babies, we have craftable name tags, which can be automated very easily. You can craft name tags now instead of having to search and find them. They're adding baby aquatic mobs as well, with axolotls getting baby versions, and the baby squid, baby glow squid, baby dolphin, and baby turtles. There's also going to be a new item, the golden dandelion, which lets you keep a mob as a baby forever. Well, they're changing what baby turtles look like. Because technically, they also have baby dolphins. Yes, the golden dandelion lets you make something be a baby forever. And if you want to change your mind, you feed it another golden dandelion. They're also changing the way Minecraft's update numbers are. I'm not going to address that because that will get clipped out of context if I say it. They're changing the Minecraft update numbers. The most recent update is 1.21.11. The next update is 1.26.1 because they're changing it to be the year. So the first update of 2026 is 1.26. The villager trades are going to be changing as well. Yeah, it is going to be annoying. The question is, are they going to retroactively change the numbering for all the previous updates? I don't think so. And they better not, because if they do, I'm going to be pissed. It makes sense for them to do it going forward, but I don't think they're going to do it going backwards. It would. Because the earliest version would then become 1.11 because Minecraft came out in 2011. Yeah. So I don't think they're going to do it. But it's just something that happened to cross my mind just now. But so far, that's what we've looked at today for Tuesday Newsday. Now let's take a look at this Pal World article. Wow. This is wild. Apparently, if you want to work for Pocket Pair, you must play games through Steam, at least somewhat. Okay, so yeah. So, Pal World is also getting a card game. And a spin-off for Pal Farm, which I think it's interesting that this is happening when Pokemon has the Pokopia game that's going to be coming out. Pal World Pal Farm seems like it's going to be a riff on that. I don't want to say that they're directly comparing themselves to Pokemon, but it's interesting nonetheless. Including the Pal World card game. You got the Pokemon TCG, and then you got the Pal World TCG. Nintendo went on a patent spree, and I'm glad that their patents are being re-examined. Apparently, if you don't play games on Steam, you can't work for Pocket Pair, which is wild. All right. Let's see what else. If you guys see any articles that pop out to you, say something. And I will go for that article. Let's see. Oh, how about this? Everyone who plays Marvel Rivals, apparently, here's a list of working codes. So these ones are expired, so we're going to ignore them. Okay, so here's Twitch drops. You got some Invisible Woman stuff. If you watch for 4 hours, watch somebody who's running some Twitch drops for Marvel Rivals. You'll get a spray, a nameplate, emote, and costume. Huh. Okay, so there are no codes because these codes are all expired. Interesting. Feel free to try these codes if you want. However, I'm pretty sure that they truly are expired. Let's go and move on to something else. The next Nintendo Direct is for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. 2 days from now is where that Direct is going to be. This is technically the third game in the series. However, the first one was never released outside Japan. Because there was one for the original DS, which could hook up to the Wii, I think, to get Mii's from, or you can make Mii's yourself in the regular DS. I don't know much about the first one. I know a lot about the second one, which is the one on the 3DS, which is actually where most people probably know Tomodachi Life from. But we're finally getting a third game, otherwise known as the sequel. But it's been at least 13 years since the last Tomodachi Life game. Alrighty, let's see what else. That's the upcoming game's release schedule, which you've already looked at. Let's actually see what some of the newest. Oh, here we go. Universal Parks get Pokemon attractions starting with Japan. So the first one is going to be in Osaka, Japan. We talked about this very briefly when we were talking about Poke Park Kanto. Here we go with the No Limit Parade and Halloween show was a Pokemon real life experience. Specific details are not forthcoming. Universal? Yeah. Okay. This year is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, so I'm excited for Pokemon Day, which is sometime next month. Not for Universal, no. However, in just a few short days, like less than a week or so, Poke Park Kanto. Well, oh, hang on, this is the wrong article. Where's the other Poke Park Kanto? Yeah, 30 years. I thought it was younger because Pokemon Red and Blue released in America right. The Pokemon cards, not quite. Um, I know Nintendo used to be a card making company way before they had any video game stuff, but for Pokemon itself, I remember in 1999, I say I remember as if I was there. I was born in 99. In 1999, I'm pretty sure that was when Pokemon was released in the United States, the Pokemon Red and Blue cartridges. But February 5th is when Poke Park Kanto releases. And here are some exclusive images from before the park fully opens to the public. They've got what I assume to be life-sized statues of Pokemon, which I think is nuts to consider. They also have a working Pokemon Center as well. And here's an actual video of the Nurse Joy Pokemon Center. This is the team that they're showing in the video, by the way. Pikachu, Gengar, Dracovish, Surfetch, Lucario, and Dragonite. I wonder how those little Pokeball things work. Can you buy your own Pokeballs with your own Pokemon and then take them to Nurse Joy to get them healed? Or can you buy Pokeballs that you can connect to the games and put a Pokemon inside them like a Pokewalker and then put those on the thing and then it heals them, and then when you bring them back to your game, then they're healed? I'm curious as to how it would work. Because if you can buy Pokemon in Pokeballs like that, that would be amazing. The Mario watches, yeah. Those are actually Mario amiibo as well. Or some of them are amiibo. It'll be interesting to see if it... Oh, they have a little Clefairy plush too.
ありがとうございます。よかったね。
We didn't actually see that last little clip. And here's some more images of the park. There's a lot of Pokemon statues, which I think just look really cool. Japan gets all the cool stuff when it comes to Nintendo. We've got a Charizard statue, Charmander. Bellossom can be seen in the back, along with Charmeleon and Zoroa. And I think that's another Zoroa, but I can't be sure because Charizard's hand is in the way. There's also this image. These statues are poised in a double battle. Raichu and Gyarados versus Garchomp and Tyranitar. When I first saw this, I thought it was a four-way battle where all four of them would fight each other. But actually, it's a double battle, which you can see more clearly in a video that is made later. Here's another look at the healing process for the Pokemon. This team that they show on the screen right here, this is actually the Heart Gold Soul Silver team for Red when you battle him on top of Mount Silver. Pikachu, Snorlax, Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, and Lapras. The reason why it's Heart Gold Soul Silver is because in the original Gold, Silver, and Crystal, he uses an Espeon and not Lapras. And there's this as well. The statue of the legendary birds. I believe they're outside the Pokemon gym, which is where we saw the last picture with the little statues. I'm pretty sure that's inside. February 5th is when Poke Park Kanto opens, and I'm jealous as hell of everyone who lives in Japan because I want to visit there too, and I'm going to have to wait. Well, it's been about 2.5 hours, and we've looked at several different articles today for gaming news. I would like to thank everyone for coming by for the debut week Tuesday Newsday. Again, this is the debut of the PNGTuber that you see in the bottom right corner, made by Sir Undead. His link is in the pinned post. And so, I want to thank everyone who decided to swing by, who was able to come over. Thank you all for participating in Tuesday Newsday. I have no idea if this segment is going to come back in future stream schedules. I might only do it every so often, not every week. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. In the meantime, that's all from me for today's stream. Bit shorter than I was originally planning, but the news has kind of all been looked at, and I'm trying to avoid certain topics. So, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Retro Wednesday, where I'm going to plug in a retro console to my capture card, and we are going to play some retro games. I'll see you guys then, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.